Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA, the team owners, the Players Association in the split.
The United Center was supposed to be her stage. The lights were bright, the cameras were rolling, and all eyes were on Angel Reese. It was her moment, her chance to silence critics, prove doubters wrong, and show that she could stand on her own as the face of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark was out, injured. The Indiana Fever were short-handed. No Clark, no Sophie Cunningham, not even their head coach. And yet, in what should have been Angel Reese's breakout moment, she delivered the most humiliating performance of her young career on live national television. 4 points, 2 of 7 shooting, a -23 plus-minus. In 27 long, awkward minutes, and as the final buzzer sounded on a 27-point blowout, it wasn't just Chicago that had been crushed. It was the entire illusion of Angel Reese being ready to carry the league alongside or even against Caitlin Clark. Because when Clark sat, so did the crowd's excitement. Ticket prices dropped to $3, a price you'd expect for a high school game, not a WNBA showdown in the biggest NBA arena in the country. The hype wasn't just deflated, it was vaporized. The Indiana Fever didn't just beat the Chicago Sky, they dismantled them without their 3 most important people. No Caitlin Clark, no Sophie, no Stephanie White. And still, they made the Sky look like they wandered onto the court by accident. Kelsey Mitchell took control with 17 points, while Aari McDonald, signed on a hardship deal, torched the Sky from beyond the arc and harassed them defensively. Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard held down the paint, while acting head coach Austin Kelly ran the sideline like he'd been born for the role. Meanwhile, Angel Reese brought her outfit. Her boots, her jacket, her gloves, all coordinated to perfection. But her game? Left behind. Somewhere between the locker room mirror and the pregame catwalk, her confidence evaporated. And with it, any notion that she was ready for this stage. This wasn't a fluke. This wasn't an off night. This was the continuation of a pattern. Because the last time Angel Reese played the Fever, she suffered a 35-point embarrassment. She tried to get physical with Caitlin Clark in that game, trying to rattle the rookie phenom, but it didn't work then, and it didn't work now. The Fever are now 2-0 against the Sky this season, and both wins were absolute demolitions. In both games, Angel Reese looked overwhelmed, frustrated, and frankly, outmatched. When the lights were brightest and the opportunity clearest, she shrank. The United Center had over 19,000 fans in attendance. The WNBA moved the game from the Sky's usual arena to the NBA's largest, betting that Angel Reese could sell it. The league put the game on CBS in prime time, with no competing major sporting events on the air. It was supposed to be historic. And it was, but not for the reasons anyone hoped, because what played out wasn't a star turn, it was a collapse. The Chicago Sky put up just 52 points, their lowest output since 2011. No player reached double digits. And leading the faceplant was their supposed franchise cornerstone, who missed 5 of 7 shots, including 2 wide-open layups. She was blocked, stripped, and confused. Stat sheets don't lie, and neither does the eye test. Even Caitlin Clark's absence couldn't stop the Indiana Fever from treating the Sky like practice dummies. The Fever's ball movement was surgical, 20 assists on 27 made shots. Their defense was ruthless, holding the Sky to under 30% shooting in the first half and 32% overall. They dominated second-chance points. They won the rebounding battle. They executed every game plan detailed to perfection, and they did it all without their best player. Meanwhile, Reese, the self-proclaimed co-face of women's basketball, put up numbers that looked like a misprint. On social media, fans lit up the internet with memes and stat comparisons. Caitlin Clark averages more assists than Reese does points, one tweet read. And it was true. Clark's assist average sits at 9.3, while Reese is averaging just 9.1 points per game. It's not a rivalry, it's a demolition. In the lead-up to the game, Reese had confidently stated, "In 20 years, people won't just talk about one person. They'll talk about me, too." But when ticket prices plummeted to $3 after Clark's absence was announced, the message couldn't have been clearer. The fans came for Clark. Without her, the show was over before it started. This wasn't just bad optics, it was a revelation. The truth laid bare on national television. Even with the Sky's entire roster struggling, Reese's performance stood out as the biggest disappointment. She was visibly frustrated, shaking her head, gesturing to the bench, staring in disbelief at another missed shot or botched possession. Every moment was caught on camera, every mistake broadcast to a primetime audience. You could feel the energy drain from the crowd as the blowout deepened. By the fourth quarter, fans were leaving early, the anticipation of a rivalry clash replaced with the reality of a one-sided embarrassment, and the numbers kept piling up. Reese is 19 of 59 from within 5 feet of the basket. Her efficiency near. The rim is lower than some guards' three-point percentages. Her turnover rate? Unacceptable for a player being promoted as a future superstar. And the worst part? She doesn't seem to be growing out of these mistakes. If anything, they're compounding. Fans noticed, analysts noticed, and even some WNBA veterans have started whispering what no one wants to say out loud. Angel Reese might not be built for this spotlight. Not yet. To make matters worse, this isn't just about performance. It's about presentation. The outfits, the attitude, the social media presence, it all gives off superstar vibes. But without the production to back it up, it comes across as distraction. During the biggest night of her professional life, Reese was more prepared for the runway than the hardwood, and then there was Caitlin Clark, not playing. Not suited up, just watching. And yet somehow still managing to steal the show, because that's what real stars do. Even from the sideline, Clark's impact was undeniable. The Fearless Fever didn't need her to win, they needed her to draw attention. And the second she was ruled out, the crowd lost interest. The ticket markets crashed, the noise around the game quieted, and Angel Reese was left exposed, center stage, with nowhere to hide. The Indiana Fever's performance, even without Clark, was a masterclass in discipline and teamwork. They didn't just beat the Sky, they made a statement. This team isn't just a sideshow to the Caitlin Clark buzz, they're legitimate contenders. Their bench is deep, their coaching is sharp, and their chemistry is undeniable. And while they quietly keep stacking wins and building a championship culture, the Sky and Angel Reese are still trying to figure out what happened. Because in the league's biggest showcase yet, they didn't just lose a game, they lost the narrative. Completely. Reese's performances against the Fever have revealed an uncomfortable truth. When the stakes rise, her game vanishes. Her tactics don't intimidate. Her offense disappears. Her confidence cracks. What was once touted as the next great WNBA rivalry has become a cautionary tale in contrast. On one side, Clark, a composed, efficient, transcendent talent. On the other, Reese, a flashy, inconsistent, and unprepared project, and the most brutal part? The Fever didn't even need Clark to humiliate Reese. That's how wide the gap has become. So now the question is this: where does Angel Reese go from here? Can she learn from these disasters? Can she turn these national embarrassments into fuel for growth? Or will this pattern of folding in the face of real competition become her legacy? Because if things keep going like this, Reese won't be remembered for her outfits, her attitude, or even her rivalry with Clark. She'll be remembered as the player who never rose to the moment when it mattered most. What do you think? Is Angel Reese in over her head? Will she bounce back and become the star she's being marketed as? Or has Caitlin Clark already left her in the dust? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you're tired of the media hype train and want to see real performance speak louder than promotion. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Because if this rivalry continues, the next chapter might be even more brutal.